Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kayla Bicknell,
And I'm Willie.
and we're from Channel 4. Today we're going to be presenting about Vasco da Gama.
So let's first talk about his first voyage. It began on July 8, 1497, where Vasco da Gama took 4 ships and 170 men. Among them, one of the best sailors in Portuguese. He took them and began his first voyage, where he aimed to go to India. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So the journey started, he reached the Cape of Good Hope, passing the Great Fish River, and reaching Mozambique, where he impersonated a Muslim to seek an audience with the Sultan of Mozambique. And the locals started to become suspicious of him, so they kicked him out, and he got really mad and fired cannons into the city. From there, he left Mozambique and went to Mombasa, Malindi, and Calicut.
So on May 20th, 1498, Vasco da Gama arrived at Calicut, India, where there he met Samorin, which was the ruler of that area at the time. At first, they were really nice to each other. Vasco da Gama received great hospitality from Samorin. But then, of course, Samorin expected something in return, and Vasco da Gama couldn't bring gold or any silver to give it to Samorin. So Samorin turns out got really pissed and fired back Vasco da Gama.
Okay, so this is the return back to Portugal. He first found out that there was a monsoon coming, and he ignored it. And he arrived at Malindi. Half of the crew died because of the storm. Then he moved on to Cape of Verdun, where his brother has fallen ill, so he wanted to stay behind and let all the ships head to Portugal before him, and then eventually they both got on a ship and then head home, but his brother died en route, so he buried his brother and had some time to grieve. So after he mourned of his brother's death, he came back to Portugal. King Miguel rewarded him with a town called the Sign, but it became complicated in who owned Sign beforehand. So da Gama just received a pension of 300,000 ringgits, and around 1501 he got married with Katrina de Atiade.
Okay, so moving forward to the second voyage, this is where he tries to take revenge on Samorin. So when he left, he asked for a massive cruise ship, which consists of a bunch of ships, and the king granted it to him. So he arrived back at Calicut on October of 1502. Upon arrival, he made a call to his old friend, King Samorin, to expel all of the Muslims, but which was declined. And the King Samorin actually hired a bunch of fighting ships to retaliate against Vasco da Gama, which was futile because Vasco da Gama destroyed every single one of of those ships. And even still, King Samorin refused to be conquered. So he actually need to move back to Portugal because he ran out of resources. And unfortunately, so he had essentially failed his mission. But he managed to disrupt some of the trades that was happening along the coast side of Calicut. And he actually left his uncle there to make sure that the factory there was. He actually planted a factory there as well. So his uncle's job was to maintain that factory and make sure that the trade would stop.
And he also demanded expulsion of Muslim from Calicut to Hindu Zamorin. He sent to the high priest. He called the priest a spy, and from there he just cut off the priest's ears and sold on dog ears instead as punishment.
So yeah, so he essentially failed his mission, like we have mentioned, and so he had to came back to his to Portugal.
Very cool.
Yeah. Sure. and so that's where, and on his third visit to India, that's where he met his end.
Thank you very much.